Hi and welcome to this 10-minute Pilates slot. We're going to do this 10 minutes in standing. So we're going to have the shoulders over the hips, feet facing forward, a little bit of a brace on your abdominals, and we're going to start with the feet. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lift the toes, spread them and place them back down. Keep the toes spread as you lift and then lower. And again, lift and lower, standing up nice and tall. 2 more. Last one, keep the toes lifted and just place your little toe on the floor. And then start to place each toe down one at a time, and then the big toe. Lift all the toes, just drop the little toe. Now it's like a little bit like a Mexican wave, just putting one toe down at a time until all that's left in the air is the big toe. And then place the big toe down, lift the toes, one more, just that little toe. Now keep all the toes on the floor, but set the big one, lift the big toe. And then start to lift the rest of the toes one at a time till they're all up. Place all the toes down, just lift the big toe, and then lift all the toes one at a time. One more, big toe comes up, and then lift all of the toes. Okay, now keep all the toes on the floor. And what I want you to do is just lift your arches. So it's like you're trying to pick up a towel or squidge your towel with your toes. Lift the arches and you should feel that all the way up the inner thighs and then let them relax down. So again, just lift the arches and then let it relax down. And again. So we're just going to do 2 more. Remember your posture, keep a little bit of connection with your tongue. Last one. Okay. So I'm just going to turn to the side. We're going to just sway. So standing nice and tall, make sure your boobs are not here. Yep, lift it up and just bring your weight forward. Now notice I'm moving from the ankles and then come back. So we don't move from the hip. Okay, we don't move from the chin. We just move from the ankles. Moving the weight forward and then back. And then forward and then back. Okay. 2 more. And find a spot somewhere in between those 2 ranges of movement. So you've got equal pressure on the heels and on the pads just near the toes. Okay. Inhale and lift your arms up to the ceiling, keep the shoulders down, thumbs go up first, and then let them come back down. So it's just an arm flow. One more. And keep the arms there. So I'm going to keep one arm there, I'm going to take one arm down, one arm up, centre, and again, toy soldier arms. Now make sure that you're not lifting up a shoulder and they stay down. Just one more. Arms by side. Now, this time, going to the side so you can see, we're just going to lift the heels off the floor, a little bit of a sway, and then the toes. So we're just rocking backwards and forwards, still looking through the feet. Now, you can leave it there if you want, or add in a little arm flow. Two more. Last one. Okay. So, I'm going to place our hands on our hips. And hopefully they're level, so you've not got a hitch. You're not, yeah, ribs still lifted, the space here between the ribs and the hips, tongues pulled in. You're just keeping those hips nice and level, just going to lift the heel of one foot, not of which one, and place it down, and then the other one. So there's none of this going on, we're keeping nice and level here. Keeping that pelvis nice and stable. One more. So now we're just going to lift one heel, and then we're just going to swap over, keeping the hips level. So what I sometimes see is this. We're not seeing that, we're keeping this nice, like 2 headlights. Now let the arms come in front. So go up and the arms are level. We take one foot down and the opposite arm up. Centre. And then the other side. Now you can see I'm a bit wobbly. So if it's too much, just leave the arms out. Last one. And bring the arms down. Well done. I'm just going to turn to the side because we're going to do what's called a hip hinge. So you're just going to take your feet a little bit wider than they were before, so perhaps shoulder width. Turn. Arms are by your side, but I'm going to put mine here so you can see what's happening. And you're just going to take your bottom behind you, softening the knees a little bit, take the bum behind. Now you see my back's nice and straight, so I'm not there. And then come up. So it's just called a hip hinge. So it keeps the back nice and straight. It's like you're trying to kiss something behind you with your buttocks. If you want to, you can add the arms in. Make sure the tummy is in. Okay, so now we're going to sit back a little bit like you're aiming for the loop. So keep pushing the hips back and then push the floor away to come up. That's it. We'll do 5 more. So make sure you're pushing the heels into the floor to come up, pulling up through pelvic floor. I'm going to turn to face you because I want you to make sure that your knees are tracking in line with the 7th toe and in line with your hips. So what I'm not seeing is this and that. Yeah. One more. The arms by your side. We're going to have our arms outside. And we're carrying a tray. We're going to keep the shoulders down and we're going to open the arms out. We're keeping the elbows as if we've got something pushed underneath like a cushion. We're just going to open. So we're not here. Yeah? And then close. Open. So you should feel something happening in the shoulders at the front and the shoulders at the back. Just a little posture exercise. Arms come down, hands by your side. So now your palms are facing behind and the thumbs are on the seams of your trousers. And you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades and the palms of the hands come to the thighs and then release. So take it back, just breathe normal. I'm not going to get too concerned with the breathing as long as you do. Just one more. A little bit of a shake. So you're going to take your right foot and place it in front of your left. So the feet are butt up, the toe is butt up against the heel of the foot in front. And the weight is not all on your back leg, because that's easy. Both legs are straight, so the tendency is this. No, we're nice and straight, we're stood nice and tall. Thumbs pulled in. So we are in effect on a tightrope, and we're balancing. So if you're having trouble with the balance, you just stay where you are. Otherwise, we can add the arms in. My back leg is working really hard. One more. Okay, let the arms come down. Take this front leg forward a little bit and a little bit out to the side so you've got a wider stance. And you're going to bend the back leg and lean back, giving a nice straight back. And bend the leg a bit more until you feel a stretch in your calf muscle. And then come up. Bend the back leg and keep this front leg straight. So we're going to a hamstring stretch. I'll show you from the side. You're going to sit back, keep the back nice and straight. And you should feel a stretch. I'm getting a stretch in that calf muscle. And then bend that leg, stick your bum out and stretch the front one. One more. Just a little stretch of that calf. And push the bum back. feet to centre. And change legs, so the other leg will come in front. Standing nice and tall, remember no bending that leg or putting the weight on it. Yeah, keep the weight centre. Arms come up. But if you trouble with the balance, stay where you are. I'm just going to open it out and close. Last one. Brilliant. Take the legs a little bit wider. Sit back on that back leg and just feel the stretch in the calf. And then bring the weight forward, straighten the front leg, sticking the bottom out and bend the back leg. And again. And one more. Last time. I'm getting a big stretch in that calf. And that's it, your 10-minute